Good afternoon, everyone. It's me again. It's June Ray. Mapapansin nyo kanina ako yung speaker kanina, but this afternoon, I'll be your chairtista for our next speaker. So magandang hapon po ulit sa ating lahat. We apologize for the slight delay due to some uncontrollable situation. So magandang hapon po ulit sa ating lahat. And then this afternoon, we are welcoming everyone still for our GEG APAC Weekend and Stay Connected 4.0. The GEG APAC Weekend is a collaborative effort of Google Educators Group around Asia Pacific region. Habang meron po tayong mga webinars hosted dito sa Pilipinas, meron din po tayong mga kasabay na mga broadcast sa ibang bansa, gaya ng sa Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Hong Kong, India, Japan, and South Korea. Naka-flash po ngayon sa inyong screen ang website kung saan niyo makikita ang lahat ng webinars na nangyayari ngayon. So this afternoon, um, I'm very excited to introduce you to our next guest speaker. Medyo malayo-layo po yung pinanggalingan niya, but she was able to make it despite po sa challenges na nangyari din sa area. Now, I'd like to introduce to you our next speaker. Who will be talking about ang title ng kanyang talk will be about Eforms Natin Yan. And let me introduce you Miss Monijean Espeleta. Hi, Teacher
Hello, thank
Moni.
you, Sir John Ray.
Yan. So,
Oh,
kumusta naman po?
nakapasok rin. Kasi
All
brown out
right.
sa Bacolod ngayon, sir.
Mm, right.
Kaya
So,
ganun.
brown out, so yung ginagamit niyo, are you still I think
Sige, may
naka-generator?
mga ways. May mga
There
ways
are
rin naman
ways.
na pwede na
All right.
gawin, yes.
Okay.
We find
So,
ways ba?
okay, so this afternoon, Miss Monijin will be talking about the e-forms, and this session is aims to target beginners who are still learning how to use Google Forms and use it in making tests and exams. So I'm very excited as well. So, Teacher Moni, I'll leave the floor to you. So take it away.
Thank you po, Miss Sir John Ray. Okay. Okay. So, nagshi-share na po ako, no? Sige, wag mo na yung sharing, Sir John Ray. Ako muna siguro. All right. So again, good afternoon. I am Teacher Moni. I am from Bacolod. Uh, Today we're going to talk about Google application na tinatawag natin na Google Forms. For most of us teachers, we would always worry about on how are we going to give our tests. No, it's really very difficult, especially with the pandemic time. And almost lahat ng mga teachers ngayon, yung question is how are we going to give a test to our students na swak talaga sa kanila. So, thank God, no, merong Google application na pwede nating i-use. And that is why, no, ngayon we are going to talk about yung ano, yung one form na ginagamit naming lahat. Dito sa Bacolod, probably yung mga teachers talagang or probably not just in Bacolod, no. I think yung question palagi is, kaya ko ba na ano mag-use ng internet? Kaya ko bang mag-use ng mga forms na 'yan, matanda na ako at saka parang hindi ko na yata hindi ko na ano, na suited sa age ko 'yan. But actually, hindi naman talaga mahirap gamitin ang Google application. For others, no, remember, imagine when we want to play, ano tayo, play tayo, we also use Google applications. Da-download tayo ng mga games. No, kahit I think it's not about the age yung willingness na pwede nating magamit, no, or drive na we could use, no, in our teaching, no, especially sa mga students natin. So yan yung Google Forms. For others, probably they'd say, yung husband. For others, probably they'd say, isira muna natin 'to. Others, they would probably say na, ah, no, ang forms talaga is good suited siya for teachers. Oh, for others, they probably say na, ang Google Forms is pang-ano lang 'yan, pang-techie lang. But today, we're going to teach you, we're going to, alam ko na alam niyo na 'yan. Today, we're going to enrich you with, further kung ano talaga yung Google Forms. Now, ito yung favorite na application ko, especially if I am actually teaching, ng online classes. So, this is Google Forms. Yes, sir. Paki-share, sir. Okay. So, actually, this is Google Forms. Okay. So, ang gagawin lang natin, it would just probably, sa ating search engine is mag-search lang tayo ng Google Forms. And right away, diyan makikita niyo na ang lahat. So, when you open the Google Forms, ito yung makikita niyo. I hope makikita niyo 'to. Okay? So nilagyan ko na, so you could probably write there if it's an assessment. So just probably write a grade 8 final assessment. Then of course you will be needing the name of the students, yung grade and section, okay, and so forth, the mga things na needed natin. Now, um, for others, they'd probably say na, okay lang miss, okay lang yan, type lang, okay, we can do that. Okay? But the Google Forms here, it's so special kasi uh you can write or you could use it anything na gusto mong gawin. So you could have the multiple choice, ng yung mga choices ng ano ng the way we answer, pwedeng multiple choice, pwedeng yung may mga text box and so forth, okay? So here, okay? Tignan lang muna natin yung video. So, yung usual na kailangan natin ng mga details for students is yung mga name, yung section, and of course, the general instructions. Okay. Since, brown out kami, nag-ano na ako ng pre-video na nag-prepare na ako kasi, later 'pag hindi talaga, at least there's the video that I could show you. Okay. So, lagay mo lang yung mga instructions na gusto mo, so students can answer. Okay. So there's no limit. Miss, how many words can I use no if I'm going to give the instruction? How many words that I have to use? Wala pong limit. You can use as many words as you can. But of course, masakit na siguro yun sa eyes pag super marami na yung ano, yung mga words. Okay? So this one is just giving it to you as a sample. Okay. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm sharing you on how to write the test or the exam. So write mo lang yung exam mo, and then may mga options tayo. So option 1, A, B, C if it's a multiple. Ah, Eto pa pala yun mga dear colleagues na mga teacher kaguro ko po. Sometimes I already have yung na-ready ko na mga test na sa ano ko sa Google Docs ko. Usually what I'm doing is ginaano ko lang, I'm just copy paste it, no? And pag copy paste ko, ting nandun lang lahat. No, parang Google Forms is making my life so easy na copy paste lang and wala na akong poproblemahin. Um, As your teachers 'no, I'm sure kasama na ako diyan 'no, yung mga friends ko sa Bacolod City National High School. I'm sure since, matagal na tayong nagte-teach, we already have questions na ready na natin sa ating laptop. Okay. So, during test time, we would just, print it, 'di ba? So, gano'n din po ako, I call it, my return of investment. Kasi during my free time, gawa-gawa lang ako ng ano, ng mga test. And then, 'pag time na kailangan ko siya, so I could just share it. So, gano'n lang, kumukuha lang ako diyan, and then I just copy paste it and post it on my Google Forms. Okay. So, there. Okay. So, number 2. Okay. Here in Bacolod, we also did this with the English group. I was able, no, I was given a chance to share the Google Forms to them. And gumawa kami ng 5 item lang muna ng mga tests. And yun, we nag-exchange kami and then we answered so that malalaman mo na mas ano mas importante kasi na hindi parang theory lang. It should be gumagawa ka talaga. So you do not just listen, you just not watch the video, but you really have to work it out for you to further understand and for you to appreciate the forms. Okay? Ang kagandahan po sa Google Forms is that, 'pag nga ano ka, if you commit mistakes is you could just right away just leave it and then move, 'no? And then automatic ano siya, automatic saving siya. So, you could just make as many forms as you want na hindi ka mamomroblema, 'no, na maano siya, mabigay mo sa mga estudyante na mali. It's because you can if you commit mistake, you can edit it or you can make 'no, 'pag napindot mo na mali, you can just, make sure kasi it's auto-save, na auto-save siya. Okay. So, ganyan lang. Okay. Bakit Miss Monijean, Teacher Moni, but multiple choice? Oo. Kasi, why multiple choice? It's because it's easier for the checking later on, 'no? Magche-check ka, easy lang kasi mag-check ng test if it's multiple choice, okay. Uh, Likewise, if it's a multiple choice, dito sa Google Forms, we do have an automatic checking. Later, no, we're going to try it na we will answer and then the Google form itself will automatic check the test, the exam or the assessment. Okay? So it's easier if it's a multiple choice. For essay, no, like in my class sa online class ko, sa essay, of course, no, may rubric siya, binibigay yung ang Google Forms. Pero as much as possible, if it's an essay, I want to read it, of course. So I do not automatic check it. It's also very hard, no, siguro na mag-automatic check siya. So ako talaga yung nag-a-answer. Ako talaga, I think ako talaga yung nagre-read ng mga answers ng mga anak ko, yung mga students ko. Okay? So like this one, essay na siya. So I asked them, the topic here is the story of the aged mother, no, for grade 8. Okay? So I want to give them an essay test, but I don't have a picture of an aged mother. So I could just click, no, kung meron kang na-upload na picture ng aged mother, so you upload or camera, gusto mo ano, you can do that. Here, I use the search engine. Okay? And then there, automatic. Okay? Now, balik po tayo doon. Sabi ko sa inyo, may mga responses. Okay? We also have the setting. You could change the setting, the theme of your Google Forms, yung test na binibigay mo. My students actually, no, yung mga estudyante ko, they love answering the Google Forms kasi parang we call it in Ilonggo, we call it tigas, no? Parang tigas for them kasi this is new eh, no? Imagine na yung smiles, yung mga parang nakikiliti sila na yung exam nila is nandito. And then I put pictures. Sometimes I put if it's a section, I put the class photo, no? Yun yung theme ko. And then yung color, no? Of course, I choose the color na pwede kong gawin. Now for the setting, of course, we have to collect the emails. Okay? So, para alam na natin. And then, we also give receipts para alam ng mga estudyante na nakukuha natin yung mga ano nila. And then, I usually put a limit to the responses kasi I don't want then na yung one student 5 times na mag-answer ng quiz. Ang hirap nun. Okay? Now, ito na po yung making Google Form as a quiz. Okay? Yung automatic checking. Okay? For the release grade, usually I do not give it right away kasi malalaman na makikita nila na yung mga answers. Same yung sa baba, I do not give it to them kasi they will know the answers. Okay? So what I do, blank, deactivate yon. And then if it's a time na for them to get, no, if all of them took the exam, then well done. I post the points at saka yung mga um, results ng test nila. Okay? And also, what is so good about this, no, for the checking is uh, you give them yung feedbacks. Let's say incorrect yung answer nila, you could personalize it. No, again, especially no their teachers, yung words talaga is very famous for the students. Yung very good lang is here in Bacolod we call it no yung if I'm going to use the Ilonggo term, nagahungag-hungag ang ilong na nila, no? Nagahungag-hungag ang ilong. If you tell them very good, no? Masaya na yun sila. They're very happy to hear it. No? Even if you say, well done, very good, good job, no? Parang nabuboast yung ano, yung emotions ng mga estudyante. So when they're going to take the test, alam nila na binabasa mo or alam nila na you are giving positive feedbacks. It's because you give them feedbacks, no, even if it's online lang. Okay? So, yung automatic checking natin is you give the correct answer. Okay? And then you also give points. Okay, so since dalawa po yung test item na nilagay natin, so dalawa yung feedback. Okay. Before, yung emoticons yung ginagamit ko. Kaya lang I learned na 'pag emoticons daw maraming ano yon, maraming meaning. For you, it could be good, for the students parang hindi nila na not appreciate ng more. So, good talaga if it's words. Okay, yon. For essay, of course, I do not put the answer kits because I really want to read their essays. Yan. Okay? Now, let us try answering it. Diba? So, let us try answering it. Okay? So, may link po doon. May link po. Yung link po, yun po ang ibibigay nyo sa estudyante. So, you put it on the Facebook Messenger, no, lagay mo lang doon or you give it to them no sa akin in my case, Facebook Messenger or we use the Google Classroom. No, I just give them the link on the Google Classroom and then they just answered it right away. Okay? So like this one. Okay, name. Miss, importante yung email ad? Yes, it's very important kasi dun ko rin yun ini-email yung mga scores nila. Kasi if you give the scores to them na mababasa ng mga classmates nila, it might probably end up giving them chance to bully others. What if hindi na hindi i-good yung test ng isa. So it would be nice na personalized rin yung giving of scores para hindi naman natin na binibigyan ng chance yung mga estudyante na i-bully yung mga classmates nila. Okay? Here. And ang kagandahan nito, even if they don't have the laptop, they can use their tablet, they can use their cell phones, okay, to answer it. Okay, now, going back, ito yung sabi ko na responses, no? Once na nag-answer yung mga estudyante, right away, alam mo kung sino, what time, at ano yung score ng nag-answer. Okay, so here, yung score niyo is 1. And then, di ba, dear teachers, palagi tayong ina-ask ng school natin ng bigay ng mga mean, ng mga range, yung mga average, lahat. It's all there. I don't need to solve for the average or for the mean. It's because it's all there. Okay? So there. Now, ang Google Forms is not just not just for tests or exam. It could also be used for survey and a lot of things. Okay? So let us stop sharing. Okay? Ang Google Forms po is not just for exam. Ang Google Forms is also for surveys. So may mga surveys po tayo. It's very easy na magbigay ng survey. It's because at least right away makikita yung mga answer, yung responses nila. Okay? Right away malalaman mo na yung mga responses ng mga teachers or yung ng mga estudyante. Ah, at the same time, na for us 'no, kasi may pandemic tayo ngayon, yung magbigay tayo ng yung mga enrollment forms natin. Yung enrollment forms natin ngayon is yung ginagamit po namin is the Google Forms. Yun po ang ginagamit namin na yun, 'no? It's very easy kasi, ah, parang Parang naaano siya, na nabibigay ng justice yung forms talaga na mai-use siya ng properly, okay. So, let's say for enrollment, gano'n rin. Things that you need, yung mga details na kailangan mo for the enrollment, lahat-lahat you can just type it in and right away makikita mo na ang people will just you just give them the link and then people will just answer it and right away yung responses ay makukuha mo. Okay? Now, po, um, sometimes, siguro, ito yung problema kasi sometimes nandiyan na yung form. Kaya lang ang lahat-lahat na nakikita natin is just purely nakatambak lang sa dito, but we do not really answer it or we don't really use it, okay? So ano kaya yung mga things na kino-consider natin 'no, na probably stopping us from answering for using the Google Forms, okay? So may I share this? Probably, okay? So probably we we do not use Google Forms because of these worries. Okay, worries pa more. One is, will I be an effective online teacher? Kasi nga, this is new. Pandemic is new to us. Okay? So, yung teachers kasi, kung yung nanonood ngayon na hindi teachers, yung teachers kasi po, we are very flexible. Kahit bigyan mo yan ng bagay na very hard talaga, teacher will really go out of their way and think of ways na magiging easy yon for the students. No, kahit wala na for the teacher, it would be easy for the students. And I tell you, even those who are very old, yung mga like sa amin sa in my school no sa Bacolod City National High School, nai-impress ako sa mga teachers namin na they're old, no? Not ano natin, scrap off ang old, yung mga seasoned teachers na akala mo no, ah, ano yan na hindi na nga nag-use ng mga ano ng mga touch screen na cellphones, but because of the pandemic is nafo-force sila. Like, no, nafo-force, they're forcing themselves to love the technology. Okay, so I'm already old, so can I still use it? Yes. Okay. So imagine one teacher na magre-retire na, but since it's pandemic time and talagang in Ilonggo we could maestra, no? Maestra. Eh, maestra gid siya ya. She is really doing her best to befriend the laptop, to befriend the internet. Eh, dito pa I think not just in Bacolod, no, all over the Philippines is talagang problema natin yung internet. Okay? So, ang mga worries is if you'll be given a task to teach online class, yung mga worries is usually sinasabi nila is ibigay na yan sa iba, yung sa mga bata pa. But to tell you honestly, even those who are still very young would have difficulty using the laptop. Okay? Let's face it, dear teachers. Now, we use the laptop kasi we use it for mag-i-encode tayo or mata-type-type. But we are very scared to use application, yung mga different platforms. We're afraid kasi sometimes we're afraid na baka tawanan tayo ng mga estudyante because mind you, yung mga students natin, eh, they are more no, they are more attuned, no, especially with the technology. Talagang, no, imagine yung anak ko si Tisha, she's turning grade 4, no, this coming school year. Eh, nag-i-edit na siya, even do the animation, no, eh, hindi ko nga kaya yon, but siya, yun, nobody is teaching her, and yet she learned it from Google or from other platforms na use niya. Okay? Sometimes, uh, isa pa po pala, yun yung isang concern, eh, kasi Google Forms mismo ni Jean, eh, alam na namin yun. No, we've been using it. Isa pa po, eh, hindi po lahat ng teachers, hindi po lahat ng tao love yung mouse. No, itong yung mouse na use natin for ano, for laptop. Kasi yung iba, takot talaga sa mouse. Hindi yung ako, takot talaga ako sa real mouse. But there are some people na takot sa mouse na ginagamit natin sa ano, sa laptop. Kasi hindi nila alam on how to use it. So, yun yung mga worries. Okay? Yung iba sabi nila ang hirap ng Google Forms. So, mag-module na lang ako. Okay? But to tell you honestly, ito uh, sharing po as an online teacher. Uh, Life is very easy yun if you do teach, no? Ang ano po, ang easy po 'pag nagte-teach kayo ng online. Kasi lahat ng mga platforms ay nayu-use you. And then parang yung
For the meantime, medyo nawala po yung connection so si Ma'am Ronnie, si Ma'am Moni, and she's back, alright? So, medyo marami-rami tayong natutunan mula kay Teacher Moni kanina. Eh, ang isa sa mga nakuha ko dun is like, ang Google Forms is making our life a little more easier. Kasi nga po, it's making surveys, tests, assessments, it can be done online. Kasi nasabi ni Ma'am Moni kanina, na it can be used just like mabilis makuha yung makuha lang yung mga records, makuha yung mga sagot ng mga bata tsaka yung scoring mabilis lang din. Right? So I think Teacher Moni is back now, so I just let
Ay,
her to continue.
nandito na po. Oo,
All right.
thank you Sir Johnry. Oo. Ah, so yun po yung Google Forms 'no, it's really very easy. Ah, Nandiyan na po, yung ano lang natin is we have to practice. Kasi yun talaga yung key, okey? So may Q&A, may mga question po ba tayo Sir Johnry?
Yes. Yes po, Teacher Moni, while you are
Hi
talking.
Sir Carl.
Hi, Sir Cal is
Hello po.
here also. Alright.
Yes.
Okay. Teacher Moni, while you are having your talk a while ago, nag-gather na rin po namin yung ibang mga questions. Maybe you can answer this one. I'll start with this one.
Yes.
Isa sa mga questions is pwede po bang i-shuffle yung mga sections doon sa Google Forms? Sections means yung mga areas doon sa ating Google Forms.
Yes po, puwedeng-puwede po. You could just drag everything, yung lahat po dun is, easy lang po na i-drag. So, click lang po lahat.
Okay.
Wow, napakadali naman pala ng ating Google Forms na yan. Ah,
Yes.
Teacher Moni, another question po is, paano kapag matching type daw po yung exam?
Okay. I also tried the matching type. Yung ginawa ko ng for matching type is, actually if you will check the Google Forms, parang meron din pong ano dun na matching type. No, but actually ay sus, actually for Google Forms yung ginagawa ko is I do not use the usual matching type na yung gano'n, okay. So B gano'n lang po or yung sa akin, what I'm using is I use pictures. Nag-use 'di ba po you could, insert pictures. Ang ginagawa ko is I put a corresponding picture or emoticons to a particular question. So, yung answer nila na parang na ano, na nandun. So, matching-matching lang. You match, you answer, you click the smiley face if it's like this or you click gano'n yung pong ginagawa ko.
Napakadali palang i-navigate talaga ni Google Forms. Kahit
Mm.
matching type ay kayang-kaya, kahit hindi naka-columns,
Oh,
picture-picture lang.
tama, Sir
Oo.
Carl.
And sir, alam niyo po sir, yung mga estudyante kasi, since na nandito na yung Google Forms, 'di ba may mga grid po yun, eh. There's a grid, yes yes, Sir Gary. May grid po yung ano, for matching type, you can also use the grid. May grid po yung ano, yung forms. Ah, ang kagandahan po ng Google Forms is you go out of the typical exam kasi parang nasasanay tayo na gano'n yung mga, style na binibigay natin sa estudyante. As what I've told you a while ago, nakikiliti po yung mga estudyante kahit 5 item lang and then parang iba-iba yung style na binibigay mo ng mga test sa kanila, nakikiliti sila. It's because it's something new. Yung parang nafo-force ka na mag-think of an activity or test na new naman sa mga estudyante, not the usual thing.
Alright. Thank you,
Yes.
Teacher Moni. Meron pa isang question dito from Sir Christian. Pwede po bang mag-set ng timer sa Google Forms?
Yes po, puwede po yung mag-set ng ano, ng timer for the Google Forms. Especially pa po if it's, linked to your Google Classroom. Kasi nga, sa online ginagamit namin 'to, we use the Google Forms 'no for, nali-link po sa Google Classroom. May timer po na this particular time nala-lock na siya, hindi na po naa-answeran ng mga estudyante. Yes, you can do that po.
Okay. Ito katulad ko 'to, teacher 'no. Yang Doc Moni, can I just copy paste the soft copy of my summative test in the Google form so that I don't need to type? Ganito rin ako tamad kasi nga ano, siyempre ready na yung aking ano,
Yes.
yung yeah, para mas madali, 'di ba,
Ye
teacher Moni?
correct. Appear, Miss Angie, nga at yun po yun. As mentioned a while ago, yung mga investments natin ng mga teachers, 'di ba, nag-iimbak tayo ng mga test, ginagawa ko po 'yun, na nagka-copy paste ako. And parang yeah, gano'n magagawa mo talaga. Edit-edit ka na lang, oo.
Talagang
And then of
palakadali
course,
yun.
oo, you could also link yung ano, yung mga test mo, you could also link it to the Google Forms. 'Di ba
Mm.
nagha-hyperlink tayo nung yung yung session ni ano, I think it was Miss Paula kanina, yung mga
Yes,
link you
yes,
could just
walang
actually
hyperdocs.
Sa
yes. Oh, yeah,
Hyperdoc.
the
Yes,
hyperdocs. Puwede mo pong gawin
Hyperdoc.
'yun. Yes
So, para
po.
siyang after in each part ng hyperdoc, kung maggagawa ka ng assessment para dun sa mismong topic, then you can just create the link, get the link from the
Mm.
Google form and then ilalagay lang natin dun sa hyperdocs.
Yes.
Mm.
Isa pa po, before anything else, isa pa po, ito yung concern ko kasi I am an English teacher. And then yung one time I was asked to make to type the test of the math teacher. Eh, 'di ba marami yung mga ano, mga yung mga ano nila, signs.
Numbers and
Oo.
symbols.
Oh, yes. Eh, hindi ko alam where am I going to ano, yung mga notes na gagamitin ko. So what I did, parang just to make my life easier, eh, picture ko lang. Just picture yung ano, yung,
Document itself.
document in the
Formula.
picture. Yes, yung formula picture and
Okay.
then use picture, gano'n lang. It's very easy.
So, mostly ina-observe ko din po sa Google Forms. I also try this one in my class, especially kapag meron tayong long test or summative tests and then, mas mabilis siyang ilagay for multiple choice and also there are other options just like check boxes kapag gusto nilang mag-choose ng
Mm.
more than
Correct.
2 answers and drop downs kapag very specific yung kailangan
Mm.
mong isasagot and then it leads to the next questions kapag ito yung sagot nila. Yun ang nagugustuhan ko din sa Google Forms kasi nga para siyang nag-create ka ng path kung create ka ng challenge, it will create you a path na parang ang mangyari doon is ito yung leading sa mga answers until sa matapos nila yung tests. Parang gano'n.
Correct. And parang ano yun, parang adventure sa mga estudyante. 'Di ba students love yung mga choose your own adventure. Parang
Yes,
ano
tapos
sa kanila
mag-a-upload na
yun.
lang sila ng kanilang mga ano, 'di ba puwede tayong mag-upload dun ng mga files. Yung Teacher
Yes.
Moni ano na lang, yung last ano mo na lang words of ano, para sa Google Forms sa mga hindi pa gumagamit na pero may additional kang ibibigay sa kanila and yung mga other features pa na puwede nilang i-explore. Sige po.
Ito lang po dear teachers 'no, dear colleagues, 'wag po nating i-limit yung self natin na hanggang gano'n lang. Yung Google Forms po is very easy, use lang po sometimes we will be sharing things na ginagamit namin. Who knows baka maka-discover pa kayo ng mga things dun na something new na puwede pala. 'No, 'di ba? So, do not limit, yung mga teacher kasi, bongga yung mga ano, eh, yung mga creativity, gawin lang natin yon for the students. Ika nga is para sa mga bata. So, we would not limit. Kasi, we are teachers, right? And ito talaga yung work natin. So, really have to make sure na everything would be for the students and then it would also be easier for us. Yun lang po.
Thank you, Miss Moni, for those words na ibinigay mo na advice sa ating mga teachers. Now, we are very thankful na for your talk this afternoon. Maraming natutunan ng ating mga audience ngayon. Also me, meron ako nadagdag na mga natutunan regarding sa Google Forms. At sana sa ating mga viewers this afternoon, marami din po kayong natutunan at for Miss Ronnie, Miss Moni, 'wag po nating kalimutan na sagutan ng evaluation form. Ang link po is
Yes
nakikita
po.
po natin sa screen ngayon at may chance po rin po kayong manalo ng GCE Level 1 test vouchers by just answering our
Wow!
evaluation
Yes.
Level
form.
1.
Yes. We will also sending out certificates of participation and we will announce the winners on Sunday, which is tomorrow, during the weekend wrap up, sometimes
Oo,
around the afternoon,
yes.
right?
Favorite part
Yeah.
natin 'yan, 'di ba?
Yes ho.
Yes.
So to wrap this up po, maraming salamat po sa ating guest speaker today, together with Sir Carl.
Yeah.
And also, ang next po natin as speaker ay si Sir Gary will be
Mm.
in about a few minutes from now. So we're also excited about Sir Gary about the Google alternative to Google Classroom. So with this, we thank you everyone. Salamat
Thank
po
you po.
lalo na po sa mga guro.
Thank you very much po sa
Yes.
lahat.
Thank you po sa ating lahat.
Yes po.